One of the things that I am is a mindfulness practitioner. So I thought I would talk to you about mindfulness, what it is, and how you can start to practice it in your everyday life. So, the definition of mindfulness is to pay attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, without judgment, which is a bit of a mouthful. So let me break it down for you into each section of that definition and give you some tools that will answer each part of that definition. So the first part is to pay attention in a particular way on purpose. For me, that is all about awareness. One of my catchphrases is awareness is the key to life, the universe, and everything. If you are not aware of the thoughts that are going through your mind, if you are not aware of the emotions that are flowing through your body, if you are not aware of the behaviors, the responses, the reactions that you carry out as a human being, if you're not aware of all of those things, how on fucking earth do you do anything about them? Awareness is the absolute starting point. It is the absolute key to making any kind of change if you want to, and it's always your choice in your life. So, how do we increase our level of awareness? How do we increase our level of conscious awareness? One of my absolute favorite techniques for increasing conscious awareness is imaginatively titled The Four Questions. Can you guess why? Because it is to answer four questions and to answer these questions as many times and as often as you can throughout your day. So set a reminder on your phone or your watch or your device or whatever to ask yourself these questions multiple times a day. And the questions are very simply, where am I? What am I doing? What am I thinking? And how do I feel? Where am I? What am I doing? What am I thinking? And how do I feel? And when you ask yourself those questions, especially if you do it multiple times a day, especially if you set yourself a reminder that goes off randomly throughout your day, you will catch yourself in different situations during your day. So you will have the whole range of answers to those questions. Where am I? In the supermarket. What am I doing? Buying food. What am I thinking? What's for tea? How do I feel? All right. Where am I? At home. What am I doing? Hugging my children. What am I thinking? This is Ace. How do I feel? Love, love, love. Where am I? In my car. What am I doing? Sitting in traffic. What am I thinking? Get out of my way. How do I feel? Oh my God. You'll have the whole range of answers to those questions. And once you start to ask those questions on a regular basis, once you start to get those different answers, you will start to understand the thought processes that are going through your mind, most of which you do completely unconsciously because we walk through our lives on autopilot. You will start to recognize the feelings that appear, the emotions that flow through your body as and when they flow through your body. So for me, I know, for instance, that overwhelm, stress for me feels like the Tasmanian devil is whirling around in my chest. I know that that's what it feels like because I have asked those questions and I have tuned into myself a million times in the past. So now, whenever I feel that devil start to scribble around inside me, whenever I feel that feeling starting to come on, I know that I can make a choice in that moment. I can make a choice as to whether to give in to him, and sometimes I do, and whether to take a step back, take a deep breath, calm myself down, and give myself a couple of moments to come to. I get to make that choice because of that awareness. So start asking yourself those four questions on the regular, every day, multiple times a day. Start raising your level of conscious awareness. Start paying attention to yourself in a particular way on purpose. The other way that I invite people to pay attention is by practicing appreciation. Appreciation for me is one of the most gorgeous practices going. It allows us, again, to consciously become aware of all the beautiful stuff there is in life. As human beings, we are absolutely wired to see and hold on to the negative rather than to see and hold on to the positive. It's a survival technique. It is what it is. That's the way we're wired. We go through life being really able to see the shitty stuff, the crappy stuff. And obviously that has an effect on our mood, on our emotions, on our thoughts. When you start practicing, actively, consciously, purposely practicing appreciation, you will start to simply realize what a beautiful world we actually live in. What a beautiful life this actually is to live, and how unbelievably fucking fortunate we are to live it. My favorite appreciation exercise is called the GLAD exercise. And all you do is you sit down at the end of your day, at the end of your actual day, you reflect back over that particular day. And the rules are that you have to find as many things as you possibly can from that day that you are glad about. They don't have to be big, deeper, meaningful things. They can be what you would call throwaway, simple things, which, spoiler alert, are actually the big, deeper, meaningful things. So to give you an example, it's 12 o'clock in the day when I'm recording this. What am I already glad about from today? I'm glad that I got up and had the laziest start to my morning. I'm glad that I work for myself and I'm absolutely able to do that. I'm glad I lay on the sofa with my dog for an hour doing absolutely fuck all. I'm glad that I looked outside the window at the sunshine in my garden. I'm glad that the trees in my garden make me smile. I'm glad that I had my favorite breakfast. I'm glad that I had blueberries and strawberries on my favorite breakfast because they're my favorite fruits. I'm glad that I had maple syrup too because, got to have a bit of sugar somehow. I'm glad that I messaged both my children and that they messaged me back. I'm glad that I had hugs with my cat. I'm glad that I had a brilliant session with my business coach. And I'm glad that I'm stood here now recording this for you to hear. I don't even know how many that was, 12 or 15 things already, and I'm not even halfway through my day. Practicing appreciation of the normal, everyday stuff is the absolute dog's what's it. Please start doing it. Please start practicing your glads on a daily basis. That exercise by itself changed my life almost 14 years ago, just doing that. So we're paying attention in a particular way on purpose. We're raising our level of awareness with the 4 questions, and we're starting to practice appreciation. We're paying attention on purpose. And then the next bit is in the present moment. So the absolute essence of mindfulness is to practice being present, being here now, being in this moment. This moment right now, because actually this moment right now is all we've ever got. As human beings, this present moment is all there is. We spend our lives living in the past where all the rubbish happened and keeping that past alive by regurgitating it and bringing it into the present moment, talking about it and reliving it and re-feeling it. Or we spend our lives fretting about the future, what might happen, what could be, what might not be, what we don't want to happen. And obviously our focus always goes on what we don't want to happen, not what we do want to happen. Bless our cottons. We bring the past and the future into this moment. Neither of them belong there. And then we allow them to affect us here and now. When actually 9 times out of 10, that past isn't happening now and that future isn't happening now. So instead of rooting ourselves in this present moment and being where we fucking are right now, we spend our time in the past and the future. So the essence of mindfulness is the practice of bringing yourself into this moment, this one. And the simplest way that I have ever found to do that is through a really simple form of meditation, is literally just to sit. Just to sit. You can have your eyes open, you can have your eyes closed. For me, There are a lot of people who talk about meditation. You have to sit in a certain position and do a certain thing. And I can't be fucked with all of that. Do what works for you. I would rather people did meditation sitting in the wrong position than didn't do meditation at all. That's the choice. So sit how you are comfortable. Keep your eyes open if that's how you're comfortable. Close your eyes if that's how you're comfortable. Closing your eyes does have a benefit of allowing you to focus more easily inwardly, but it's not essential, in my humble opinion. So sit as you are comfy and literally just bring your focus to your breath. Bring your focus to the thoughts that are running through your mind. Bring your focus to the different parts of your body and how they feel in that moment. Sit there for a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour. Sit there for as long as you want to, for as long as you've got. If that's 30 seconds, that's better than a kick in the teeth. Sit there for as long as it works for you and allow yourself to be present with whatever is going on with you, within you. If you would like, I have a mini meditation freebie that you can download that will guide you through that, which is literally 6 minutes long. If you'd like it, get in touch with me. That's fine. The last part of the definition is without judgment. So we're paying attention in a particular way on purpose in the present moment without judgment. And this is possibly the most important part of the whole definition for me, because bless our hearts as human beings, we absolutely spend our lives judging ourselves, judging other people, judging situations, judging emotions, judging thoughts, judging what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what we should be, what we shouldn't be. Exhausting. No wonder we're exhausted. The other word for without judgment for me is living in acceptance. Pure, unadulterated acceptance of whatever is, of whatever thoughts. It isn't about noticing those thoughts and then telling yourself off for having them. It isn't about noticing those emotions and then berating yourself for experiencing them or trying to get rid of them as soon as humanly possible. It is literally about noticing what is happening without judgment, with curiosity, with acceptance. This is the thought that is going through my head right now. Can I simply accept that that's what's happening? This is the emotion that's running through my body right now. Can I simply be in acceptance that that's what I'm feeling? Two mantras that I use to help myself and my clients move into a place of acceptance. The first one is, I am where I am, and that's okay. I am where I am, and that's okay. And why is it okay? Because it has to be okay, because it is where I am. If it's not okay, then I'm fighting against it. I'm resisting it. And in that fight, in that resistance, I'm causing my own pain, my own suffering, my own hurt. So I am where I am, and that's okay. And why is it okay? Because it has to be okay, because I am where I am. Practice that. See what thoughts arise from using that mantra. The second mantra that I use and that I teach a lot of my clients, and that most of my clients don't believe me to start with, is I'm doing my best, and that's okay. I am always doing my best, and that's okay. And when I say to my clients, are you doing your best? 9 times out of 10, they'll say, because they believe there's something wrong with them and they need fixing in some way. And again, spoiler alert, there's nothing wrong with you and you don't need fixing in any way, shape or form. You are fucking perfect exactly as you are. Anyway, and you are always doing your best. My clients will say to me, no, I'm not. No, I could be doing better in this situation. No, I should be doing more. I should be. And I say to them, can I answer that question for you? Are you doing your best? Abso-fucking-lutely. In every single moment of every single day, you are always doing the best that you can do. Always. Without question. And how do I know that? Because for the very simple fact that if you could do more, if you could do anything else, if in that moment you were capable of doing something better, in inverted commas, you absolutely would be. Which very simply means in this moment, in each moment, you are always doing the very best you can do. And if you're always doing the best that you can do, that means everybody else is always doing the best that they can do as well. Does that mean that their best is good enough for you? Not necessarily. Does that mean that you have to put up with shitty behavior, even if that is somebody's best? Not at all. But they are always doing their best. And so are you. So that's my spiel about mindfulness, paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, without judgment. Please start using those techniques that I've taught you today, those exercises, and let me know how you get on. Take care.